Hello everyone, Mike Arnold here, co-founder of Path Trading Partners. If you're new to this channel, please like, subscribe, and comment to help us keep it growing. So, Dashcoin, haven't covered it in a few days. We had these prior levels on there, which you see when we got the igniting move. Well, the first part of the igniting moves closed dead on our 125 GAN level projection, 989. These are the kind of moves we talk about where they trigger the momentum, it runs up, and then we get the pullback to the rotation zone. So that level's done. The next one level is done also. So I have the next levels higher also projected, but this is really nice. We got the 25% pullback into the rotation zone, now rotating back up. So on breakouts to new highs, we still have that ABC projection, which comes into 1101. So that is going to be very key. And then we got 1224 and 1292. Now, this is forming a very early potential double top. So if we don't go to new highs and then close back below the 21, we're going to be watching for a bigger pullback. And that bigger pullback will probably take us back down. Our first level will be about 931. Our next level will be 868. I'm not even going to put the GAN projections on it from the potential double top since it is still very early. Just be cautious that if we do not hold this 25% level and get an extended move or a close below it, watch for the bigger pullback. Let's check in on the daily. The daily is still very extended from the rotation zone. Let me just put this in perspective. See, we got extended before, pulled back in the daily rotation zone. Here we paused and let the rotation zone catch up. And now we're getting extended from the rotation zone again. So do not be surprised if we do get a bigger pullback again at some point or another pause and sideways consolidation. Do we know which one's going to happen? No, we don't. But if it starts consolidating sideways and forms a nice horizontal channel or triangle pattern, we can sort of go on the assumption that it's going to consolidate in a sideways manner. If we start doing a multi-step pullback, let me go back to the 4 hour. So we've already made one pullback. If this goes up and doesn't get to new highs and then pulls back again and gets below the 21 exponential, then we're expecting the bigger pullback back down to the key levels on the daily, or the rising 50, which right now is coming in at 931. And the daily, let's see where the 8 is. The 8 on the daily is 960. So you could watch for about this 931 to 960 level as the first key support, combining those two time frames together. All right, let's check in on Ethereum. So Ethereum, we got the pullback, held the rotation zone, held the rotation zone, held the rotation zone. And when we talk about holding the rotation zone, we're talking about on a closing basis. That's why we do so much stuff on a closing basis and don't overreact. Like this little spike still closed back up at the 8. We dipped down. We really watch for these closing prices. These lows and highs are not as important. It is the closing prices, the definitive close of where it closed for that trading time frame. So right now we're moving back up. We're at our first cluster area, the 1778 to 1783, which we highlighted in our last video. The next levels above there, we have 797 to 806, which is very key resistance. We have a triple cluster up here, so keep in mind for that. That's a really great place to move a stop or take some profits. And then we have 846 above that. Now, I've already updated these GAN levels, but we don't have a sufficient pause. I'm just trying to give you an example of if we start rotating back down, the key areas we'll be watching are about the 747 to 739. And then if that's broken, 730. So anywhere from about 730 to 747 for a pullback and a rotation back up. So that's what you should be watching for. Let's check in on the daily. Let me also remove this line. On the daily, let's see how it looks. Ethereum. So we finally got the 8 catching up. We pulled back, didn't get the 8, finally got the 8 pushing up, and now we're launching off the 8. This is very key to keep watching for when the 8 does catch up to these time frames and starts pushing price up. We get a lot of these explosive momentum moves off of that kind of price pattern. Don't know if somebody's watching this concept. It's just really a timing concept. That's why we use the moving averages. There's nothing special. It's more of a timing concept that we've proven out over 50 years of research. So just keep that in the back of your mind. learn to watch some of these very key levels, and then you can start helping to time some of these explosive momentum moves. So what we have for you in Dashcoin and Ethereum. We will talk to everyone again shortly. Bye for now.